Just give us 1 second, everyone. We're just sending links. All right, ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you hear me fine?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
We probably just weren't talking yet, maybe.
Maybe. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. Hello and welcome, everyone. We are here for the Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya for the upcoming virtual Spanish Grand Prix here at UNF1 once again for round number 8 this time, like I said, here at the Catalonia circuit. So everyone, welcome to the Grand Prix. We are back here once again. 4.655 kilometers separates this 16-turn 2DRS zone track, and of course it is located in the city of Barcelona, which is most famously known for its beautiful architecture and its art. So the circuit's first race was back in 1913, but of course F1 wasn't around back then, so first started hosting Formula 1 races back in 1951 with Juan Manuel Fangio winning the first race and championship with Alfa Romeo. Not a lot of overtaking spots for around here, as this track is more commonly known as the track that doesn't really have most exciting places to overtake. Once the driver just gets out in the lead, they kind of continue that lead. But actually, every time I've commentated on a race here, it's been one of the best races we've ever seen in a championship. So hopefully we get that same race here today at UNF1. So overtaking spots down into turn 1 after that DRS zone. That's probably where we're going to see the most overtakes for around here. And then if you line up your car perfectly and you can't make the move into turn 1, you can always go round the outside at turn 3 and then go into all that turn 4, turn 5 section, but it's very difficult to make overtakes there, but it is possible. And of course, another overtaking spot will be down into the second DRS zone into turn 13, or no, sorry, not turn 13, turn 10. But actually, a lot of drivers can't really make overtakes as that DRS straight is not very long. You have that turn 9, and after you get to turn 9, you got to get right up the back of the car in front of you to be able to make that overtake, or maybe that lunge down into the hairpin sort of track at turn number 10. So we're, like I said, we are here at UNF1 for the Spanish Grand Prix. Super excited to get underway here today. Your commentators are back. I'm Broomhandle914, joined by my trusted friend, Travis. Welcome, Travis, to the UNF1 League here today. We got a fantastic grid with some fantastic drivers on track. Once again, we had a phenomenal race at Britain, like I said, or actually, like I'm going to say now. Go check that out, everyone. But Travis, what are you looking forward to here today at the Spanish Grand Prix? After having a very good race at Britain, is there anything that you may be thinking could continue here at Spain?
Well, it's interesting that we're missing Freddie. As we know, he's our points leader, probably our quickest racer. So it's sad to see him out today. But I'm excited to see what our new driver, Manuel Antunes, can do. And I'm excited to see what Johnny can do. So Johnny has this week been saying he's a little bit slow around this track. And right now he's in 7th in quali. So we'll kind of see where he bounces around. But those are the things I'm most excited about, really, is Johnny and the new driver.
I gotta agree with you there. I mean, the new driver, of course, is with Williams F1, Manuel Antunes. We're definitely going to be taking a look at him and seeing what his laps are going to be like if he's about quick. And I mean, look at that lap right now, 117.1 on the medium compounds that are 5 laps old. So, I mean, maybe he's looking that he's got some pace around here. And I mean, we have a small grid, I gotta say, and so he's maybe looking for his first points in this league. So definitely one to watch out for. You're definitely correct on that. And another driver who I'm riding on board with right now is Johnny. He's just heading into the pit lane. He's another driver to watch out for, as you've been saying. I mean, you said that he's looking a little bit slow around this track. He's been thinking that maybe he can't get up to speed with the top drivers out there. I mean, but he is on those medium compound tires, and we know how fast he is in those previous races we've been seeing. Hungary, for example, and then Britain as well. I mean, he was so fast in both of those races. And so he comes in to Spain here, maybe not being as fast as he wants, but maybe he's going to put up the performance that we're looking for. So definitely another driver to look out for in the race. Well, looks like we have Vapor Noah on a fast lap at the moment in the AlphaTauri driver. What do you make of his pace, Travis? Do you think he can get up there into the possible top 5?
He could definitely make the top 5. He's only a couple tenths out, and as you know, that's just a couple of apexes you miss here or there. Got on the gas a little bit sooner, a little bit late, so he could definitely get into the top 5. My question is, can he hold it?
That is the question, and definitely, I mean, like, he is 8th at the moment, and you were saying he's got the pace for P5, but, like you said, can he hold that? Because look how many drivers are out there on track now. They're coming out for their flying laps, or pole position laps, as we will, and now, I mean, Noah's actually just invalidated that lap, so he won't be able to continue, but if he gets up there, and this is saying for the rest of the drivers as well, if they can hold on to that, that would be crucial when it comes to race starting position. And let's actually talk about that for a second. While these guys are going out on their out lap, we'll start thinking of who we're going to ride on board with. Travis, what is it like to qualify here? Do you want to qualify in that top position so you can lead away into turn 1, or do you want to kind of qualify at the back, getting the slipstream down to turn 1? What's your thoughts on that?
You know what's interesting is the last 20 races at this track, only 5 people have won from the pole. So I think that's an interesting statement into what goes on in the turn 1. Now, I usually say I love to be on the pole. It's just fun to win the pole, right? Who doesn't like to be on pole? But honestly, at this track, I'd rather be 2nd or 3rd. It seems like there's some sort of bad luck with the pole position for whatever reason. I don't know what it is, but it seems like every race I've done here, the guy on pole never seems to come out on top.
Well, maybe that's a bad omen, and maybe maybe 2nd place is a better option as well. Maybe or 3rd place even if you have the slipstream from the 1st place car. So you might be right about that one. Starting 1st might not be the best option. So I mean, drivers that could end up in P3, P4 might be the better option for this. We'll have to see how that works out for all these guys. Looks like Crudy or one of the Red Bulls. I think that's actually the Donsta is just about to set a flying lap here. Maybe we can take a lap around him, around this lap. Sorry, and see what lap he can put in. He's sitting 2nd at the moment. Let's see what his lap brings us here. So down at turn 1, turn 2, and turn 3, you want to make sure you go right to left to right, all that sort of thing. Straight in the power after that. Make sure you don't go wide. Now into turn 4, braking down to 4th and 3rd gear. Depends on where you're braking and accelerating to make sure you don't go off the track. Trust in the car as much as possible. Shift down to 2nd gear as you come down into turn number 5. Go a little bit on the curb as the Donsta goes perfectly there. Dawn just went pole. Wow, what a lap. But the laps are still coming in. Red Bulls, Donsta is still coming in. Turn number 7, I do believe, or turn 8, sorry, turn 9, sorry. I'm not doing very good with corner names. Turn 10 now, heavy braking zone shifts down to 2nd gear as you hit that 100-meter mark. Travis, take it away for the Donsta, if you will.
Coming through the S around the turn here, and this is, I always struggle right here. If you have the gas too soon, it's really easy to loop it, and you can lose a lot of time right here in this little chicane, this little slowdown chicane here. Most guys go down into 2nd and pull it through, and then you basically burn it to the line here, full throttle up through the gears, open up DRS right here, and we should get a pole time. Look at that for the Donsta, 1:15.7.
That's a quick lap there, and I mean, he's a 1/10 of a second faster than his teammate. That is an absolutely incredible lap, but I mean, the laps are still not over. Toss my salad, another driver to still go on his fast lap. Cross Tommy was on pole position for a little bit, or provisional pole, if you will. He's in 3rd place. As oh wow, our rookie just went pole. Oh my goodness!
By 2. What is that? He barely got it. What is that, 200s?
My good, yeah, 200s. 200s of a second. That's absolutely incredible. Wow. And Cross is backed off of his lap. Toss My Salad is the only one that can stop. He's off the track. I can't believe I'm saying this, but our rookie is going to be on pole position for the UNF1 Spanish Grand Prix.
That is unbelievable.
Wow.
Toss My Salad goes right. He's not worried about his lap. We know that Johnny called off his lap.
We'll talk about pace right there. Our rookie is on pole for the race here today, and I mean, that's pretty astonishing for a driver that just came in here this race. Wouldn't you say so?
Yeah, that is really incredible, but like you said, on the mediums, he was probably in 8th or 9th on the grid, hopped on those softs and put in a 1:15.7. I just got some interesting information from Johnny, who said he bailed on his time because he wants to start on the mediums.
Ooh, interesting. That's interesting.
That's a new one. Yeah, I've never seen anybody start on mediums here, at least in the races I've been in. Almost everybody goes on softs, barring rain.
Well, you know, that is a very interesting strategy, and I think that actually might be the winning strategy, actually. I've seen it a few times where drivers start on mediums. I've actually seen something very strange. I've seen drivers actually start on the hards and go to mediums, and it actually has worked out for them, but that was a totally different race. But Johnny, he is starting in 8th place on those mediums. The only driver on the grid, top 10 for him, actually top 8 for him. Could he win this race on those medium compound tires? And I mean, strategy-wise, he's probably just going to go for a one-stop strategy. And if he doesn't get damaged into turn 1, he might be set. What's your thoughts?
That seems to be the strategy to me. And that makes sense if he's lacking the pace like he says he is. And the thing is, we haven't seen him on the soft, so it's kind of hard to say, is he really lacking the pace, or is it just something that's kind of in his head? So we'll see. I do love that the top 10 is all within DRS range, though.
Very interesting. That is going to be interesting to see. And look at those lap times as well. That is insanely fast for the top. I think it was 4. All was separated between a few 1,000ths of a second. It's absolutely incredible to see that. All in the 1:15s as well. So that's pretty incredible. But yeah, like you said, I mean, we haven't seen Johnny on the soft compound tires. So is his pace something that we're going to look forward to in the race? I think we're definitely going to be looking out for Johnny's pace and see what he can do with those medium compound tires. It's all about turn 1, though, as it is a very tight turn 1. Like I said, it's a great overtaking spot, but you got to be careful not to hit another driver. It's kind of like Portugal's turn 1. A little bit different, though, as it's kind of more of a, I would say more of a 45-degree angle than a, Portugal's 43. I don't know. I'm not very good with the geometry of it, but yeah, it's a little bit different than Portugal, but it might be interesting to see how turn 1 at lap 1 plays out. So, Travis, real quick before we go into our formation lap, I do believe that is a new thing actually into UNF1, so just to let you guys all know, we are going to do a formation lap. I'll probably do, or Travis will do, a rundown of the grid, but let's quickly talk about strategy while we have the chance. Travis, for all those rest of the drivers that are starting on the soft compound tires, and actually the mediums as well, what's your take on strategy for around this track?
Well, as we see the predicted pit stop strategy here, and these all have 2 stops, a soft, medium, and then a medium, but I always like to go one stop, especially on a 50% race. Start out on the softs, go as long as I can until I feel like I'm losing a couple tenths of lap and jump on the medium. So that would be what I would do. But obviously, like we said before, Johnny's going medium, so will he go medium hard, medium soft? We'll see. You'd think he would go medium soft at some point, but that would be my guess. That's what I like to do. Who knows? But as you see in 14th, Santo just now joined. He missed qualifying. And he's also, he's kind of a mystery on pace this race as well.
That is a driver to look out for. And I mean, he was very strong in Britain last time out, so maybe could we see a rise through the field from the McLaren driver. Of course, he is, I do believe, with Alfa Romeo, but due to him joining during quali, he's going to have to drive for the McLaren team. But like you said, his pace is unidentified. We don't know what his pace is going to be when it comes to the race start. So it's really going to be interesting to see how this works out. But I'm going to quickly do a rundown of the grid before we go into the race here today. Our rookie, Manuel Antís, on pole position for the Williams F1 team. He's got the Doncel alongside him in second position for the Red Bull team. Miff Duck on third place ahead of his rivals Cross Tommy and PepsiFreak. He starts third alongside Cross Tommy, who's another driver to watch out for during the the race. PepsiFreak212 is in 5th position, lining up alongside Toss My Salad, and the Ferrari Racing Point battle continues out. That'll be a very nice battle to see those two talented drivers, what they can do when it comes down to turn 1. Crudy's in 7th place alongside Johnny, who it might be a very interesting strategy with those medium compound tires starting in the top 10, and we don't know what his pace is going to be. Vapor Noah YT is in 9th position alongside Sir Vapor, who I do believe crashed out at Hungary and missed Britain, so let's see what his pace is going to be. Freccia Villiola is in 11th position. He's in the Mercedes team alongside Paulo Frost in the Ferrari in 12th position. And rounding out the last row of the grid is Epion 333 and Santo P1 1989. So let's see how these 14 drivers end up here today at Spain. It's looking to be a phenomenal race. The formation lap has ended. We're getting ready to start the race here today. It's 5 red lights out. Here at UNF1, Williams on pole. It's lights out, and away we go. And here we go with a great start for the Donsta. A little bit of wheel spin for the rest of the drivers. It looks like our pole sitters kind of almost gone out of 2nd place at the moment. McPherson being under pressure from Cross Tommy's already got up into 3rd place. Massive lunge for the Racing Point. Is there contact? Doesn't look like it. Oh, Racing Point's off the track. It looks like Johnny off the track, but the Donsta leads into turn 3.
That was insane. They were 3 and 4 wide going into turn 1, and Johnny got the worst of it.
Wow, yeah, I mean, unfortunately, oh, that's him off the track, I do believe, again.
Santo and Epion run off in the corner there.
Ooh, yes, that is both of those drivers, and they were sitting at the back of the grid. They've swapped positions from where they started, but it is unfortunate to see those guys. Looks like Cross Tommy's just got into 2nd place. Manuel Antis just having an issue at turn 8. Maybe struggling a little bit as he is this is his first time in this league. It looks like a move for Sir Vapor on Noah, or Noah on Sir Vapor, because Noah goes around the outside and makes the move into 7th place. Freccia Viola also up to 9th place. Wheel to wheel with the Ferrari. Ooh, almost making contact. Crudy gets up with a 10th. Nice move for the Red Bull, and Paulo Frost goes very wide because Johnny gets involved as well. Johnny making his way up the field. Did you see if he got damage, actually?
I couldn't tell. I know I saw a lockup. It was hard to see if they made contact, but he doesn't seem to be. He seems to be pulling away just fine.
Well, that's good to know that Johnny is still in this race, and I mean, he is down some positions. Freccia Viola is now the leading driver that has those different compounded tires that are not the sauce, so that'll be interesting to see if he can pull that off and continue his way up the field. Looks like Toss My Salad is having a battle with the Mercedes driver, Mercedes Power. Looks like the Racing Point is looking to get ahead of the Mercedes, and of course, in real time, the Mercedes is the senior team to Racing Point. It looks like that might be reverse if Toss My Salad can get up ahead. And of course, Salad is the leading Racing Point driver, and usually is Johnny, because Johnny's had the pace over his teammate, but Salad is looking really strong. He's up into 6th, might as well be 5th as well.
It's a good clean post race so far. We saw some bumps, people slide out, but everybody's within pretty much DRS range except for Epion in 14th, so unfortunate for him. But that was an awesome start.
It was a very, very good start for all these drivers. Not a lot of contact, as we did see, and you were saying as well. Issues did happen with Sonato and Epion, but I think that's all been resolved. They're back in this race. Pit stop strategy has come into play, by the way. 2-stop strategy might be the best. Also, a 2-stop strategy if you go soft, medium, hard. So we'll talk about that a little bit later on, because we have a move for first place, as I do believe Cross Tommy set the fastest lap for a moment, and he's going to go in for P1. He takes P1, covers the inside. Donsta can't do anything to retake the lead because Cross Tommy has taken the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix.
That was a beautiful move down the front stretch. That's textbook. That's exactly how you want to pass going into turn 1.
That's exactly correct, and I mean, that move was very good and very well respected to everyone. Cross Tommy and Donsta gave each other space, and really worked out for both drivers. Didn't really work out for the Donsta, as he did move down to 2nd place, but the battle is not ended. Speaking of battles, real quick, we have Noah moving up the positions, and we were saying a little bit, he's got some pace in qualifying. We're talking about that a little bit, and looks like he's going to continue that pace in the race because he's battling for 6th, and maybe Toss had a little bit of issues because he was battling for 5th. Looks like he's going a little bit wide. He may have a little bit of damage to that Racing Point team because Noah is all over the back of that Pink Panther racing team.
It is pushing wide like he has understeer. It's almost like it's got front wing damage and doesn't have the downforce to make turns.
Very interesting. So, yeah, he may have damage that might be affecting his result. I mean, something that could be another problem is, actually, it's not really a problem, it's just kind of this track is not really the best, I gotta say, for kind of weaving your car. So Toss might have some bad exits out of corners. That could be the issue as well. But looks like there's a loss of downforce, because here comes Noah looking to make the move on the Racing Point. The Racing Point blocks him off, but that's okay because Noah cannot make the move. Gets a little bit of a nice exit, but then has to kind of weave across to not go on those curbs. If you get on those curbs, you get you can actually spin the car very easily. Noah is looking to get back up in the fight for 6th, though, so the race is not over. Quick question, though, for Travis, and I gotta say something real quick. Okay, what's your thoughts about track limits around here, and where do you want to push? Because I've noticed a lot of these guys are actually not going off the track. Like, for instance, turn 1, turn 4, and turn number 5 as well. All 3 of those turns, you have to go a little bit off the track, and a lot of these guys are not going off. Are they scared for the track limits? Where are the track limits? What's your thoughts on all of this?
The track limits on this game are a little bit strong anyway. We've talked about that before, how it's a little bit finicky before, a little unforgiving at times, but I always like to try to shoot the gap as Survivor gets past Noah there.
Oh, and Johnny's involved.
But to finish my point, I like to always try to skirt them and extend them as best I can through the chicanes and the S's. There seems to be a little bit more leeway there, especially when you can drag the car out wide and carry that speed. There seems to be a little bit more leniency there. So you can do that, as you know, where the S's are here at the end of the lap there, with the chicane. You come out to that last turn, you can really come out and then kind of carry that speed through.
Very interesting. Hold on, real quick. I'll come back. Johnny off the track at turn 2, that is. We'll come back to what you're saying, so sorry to interrupt you there, Travis, but Johnny off the track, did you see what happened there? Did he get pinched? He was in a cluster of cars. Did you see what happened, why he's down in 14th place now?
It looked like he got pinched down to the inside and like you said earlier, caught the curb and just looped the car.
That's hard to see, and it kind of looks like that would have been the case, and you're absolutely correct. I think that is probably what exactly happened, so that is unfortunate for Johnny, but we can't dwell on the past, only look to the future. So the Racing Point driver is going to have to get back up into the positions that he was in. Meanwhile, though, battle for 7th place, which Johnny was in. Noah's struggling down in this section right now, because Freccia Viola is all over the back of the AlphaTauri driver, and the AlphaTauri driver is also all over Sir Vapor at the moment, as Donsta comes into the pit lane very early, I must say. Is he going for an Albon from 2020? If you remember, Albon did pit very early and didn't really work out for him. Hopefully it does work for the Donsta. Maybe do you know why he pit? A race leader just crashed! A race leader just crashed at turn 2. That's Cross Tommy. He's just, he's got wing damage at turn 2. Must have done exactly what Johnny did, and now he's down to 3rd. So our pole position man is back up at the 1st. Lots of stuff to talk about. Take it away, Travis.
That was a tough break for Cross Tommy, but it's easy to do. Like you said before, it's so easy on this track, especially with the way the curbs are, to lose it. And that is super tough for Cross Tommy and the Haas, but it's lovely for our rookie driver, Manuel Antons, our pole sitter, who's back in the lead, so you gotta love it. And how about the Mercedes in 3rd? We've seen these guys struggle the last few races. Him and Freccia have been kind of all over the map. Look at him, he's on the podium right now. I know we're on lap 6, but that's good news for the Mercedes team.
Wouldn't that be great to see the Mercedes team? Right now it looks like more likely it's Don than Freccia at the moment, but Freccia's also got that strategy to play for. But Don, he's now going to come in the pits, actually, but wouldn't that be great to see the Mercedes team on the podium? As you've been saying, they've had a very struggling time out of last couple of races, not scoring a lot of points. I think I do believe Don crashed down the final lap at Silverstone, if I'm not mistaken. But wouldn't that be great to see them not just get points, but a podium as well. Cross Tommy comes in the pits as must of everyone, I actually gotta say. Manuel Antis just comes in the pits. We do have a move between Johnny and the Donsta. Ooh, almost making contact there. A little bit of contact, wheel baiting, I gotta say. But it looks like they survived. But a lot of drivers coming in the pit lane, and they've come out behind these two that we're watching right here in 7th and 8th.
Could you see?
Don's just spun.
Don off. Don is off.
I do believe Don is off the track at turn 2. That is unfortunate for the Mercedes drivers. We were just talking about he was likely to get a podium, but it doesn't look like that. I mean, he's still within the pack, and I think he still has a chance of getting that podium. But actually, it's more likely that his teammate now, because look at this. Fretch is up to 3rd.
Look at Fretch. Fretch is doing good. That's the commentator curse. We shouldn't have said anything about Mercedes.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta love it. So, interesting, the Donsta has one pit stop under his belt on the mediums, and he's already passed Johnny, who's trying to do that longer stint first strategy. So we'll see how that works out.
Well, you know, I've just realized something. Johnny and Donsta, if my math is correct, these two will probably go in for that same sort of strategy. It's just Donsta will probably go maybe a little bit longer, and he'll have fresher tires, but they'll probably pit around the same lap. So very interesting. Speaking of Johnny, though, he's just been passed by the driver that was actually in first place, and that did take pole. Manuel Antes, our rookie driver, is just past the more experienced Johnny. Of course, Johnny's kind of a rookie in UNF1 as well, but look at this. They're going side by side. As Paulo Frost is kind of the way. We might see a three-way battle for, looks like 5th. Ooh! Oh, Johnny makes the double overtake.
Double overtake. Classic move, Johnny.
It's not over, though. Look at this. Looks like the three-way battle's continuing on. Could we see 3 wide? No, not quite yet. Looks like Manuel Antes has to stay behind and the 2 drivers ahead actually have older tires, so this battle's not over.
Say one of the most underrated things about racing is racing close in traffic. It is very difficult to do, especially when you're new, as Paulo loses another spot.
That makes a little bit of contact as well with the rookie driver of Manuel Antes. That's very interesting. But you were saying that is a skill to have, is to race in traffic, race and make sure you don't hit the driver because those tires are degrading pretty fast. It's something that drivers have to have a skill of doing when you're on a different level, or like if drivers have stayed out there for very long. Kind of like if you're watching the recent Imola race. I won't talk too much in case people have not seen it, but kind of like Raikkonen and Perez. Raikkonen stayed out for I think it was 38 laps, and Perez was coming in on fresher tires, and of course he was battling away with Raikkonen, but of course Raikkonen was more of the back marker, I guess, to Perez because of the tire degradation, so it is a skill to have, as we were mentioning. Ooh, Paulo Frost almost makes a mistake there. Goes very wide at turn 4. Real quick, Travis, I want to quickly talk about that turn. Turn 4 is a turn that's kind of a blind section of the track because you think you're turning, and then if you have degradation on your tires, you may not turn far enough. You can go off in the grass. What's your thoughts about for turning exactly at that corner?
That corner for me, and this is just my experience, is all about confidence in the car and repetition on the track. So you need to do these stints in practice where you're running 10, 15, 20 laps so you can kind of feel how the car is going to change over that blind turn. And it's really like that anytime you have a blind turn. You have to have faith in your equipment and your driving skill. Without it, you're going straight off. Or you're going to be really slow. Those are your 2 options.
That makes perfect sense, and I think that I have to exactly agree with you on that. It is a very interesting turn, and I think it's something that it is confidence, I think, like you're saying. So it's something that drivers have to make sure that they get completely right. Now, I think that's how Spain is, not just that corner. I got to say turn 2 with a lot of drivers spinning out there. It is a corner, and many other corners on this track, gotta say again, that you have to be confident in your car. Kind of like Portimao as well. Recently we just went to Portimao in the real-time F1. That was a track that was much confidence, that you had to make sure that you just trust your skills of turning and trust your mind of remembering the track. Kind of like rally, honestly. It's like if a rally driver or rally co-driver, didn't have a sheet of paper and they just have to remember everything. Of course, it's not that extreme, but you gotta know what I mean.
Right.
But continuing on, Manuel Antes and Johnny, and now the Donsta, and Freccia Viola is allowed leading the Grand Prix for the Mercedes F1 team. We're turning into a little bit of a battle here between the top 4, and actually might be top 5 as well. Sanato P1 is kind of gaining on these guys as well, but yeah, we're having a nice battle here.
Remember, Sanato, Johnny, and Freccia all have not pitted yet. And they're both doing, like we talked about earlier, all 3 of them are doing the longer first stint, so we'll see how that kind of plays out in the end. If they do a one-stop and Manuel and Donsta are on a 2-stop, this might be our top 5 at the end of the race.
It definitely might be, and I think that would be very interesting to see if that worked out, because I think that would be a very, very good result for all those drivers. And I mean, yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how this works out with all these guys. Really, really impressive stuff from everyone so far in this race, and I think we're definitely in for a very, very exciting race when it comes down to these final few laps. But look at this, Donsta's all over the back of Freccia. Freccia's struggling with the tires. How long do you think he can take these mediums until they start degrading so fast that they start having punctures, actually?
I've seen people stretch it to 15, but he's pushing pretty hard out front. I'd say he's about at his limit, maybe 12 or 13.
Oh, and Donsta goes for the... Oh! Oh, dear.
Wow. Donsta lost a wing there as Freccia came down in front of him. Could you tell, did he not see him? Is that what that looked like to you?
That was, in my opinion, that was not Freccia's fault at all. He was turning in that section, did not see Donsta. Donsta went for a super late move. I think he saw a gap. Did Freccia get damage? I think he did. That is a super unfortunate incident. But Donsta literally dive-bombed him so hard that I think it was not Freccia's fault, in my opinion, because he was already turning into the section and didn't see Donsta make the dive bomb. It was already too late. So I think I gotta say, nothing against Donsta. I think it was just poor timing. That it kind of just happened to be like that. But super unfortunate, and I don't believe, I think, to answer your question, I don't believe Freccia saw him.
So now we got a battle for first between Manuel and Johnny. While that was going on, they snuck in the front and have swapped spots here.
Very interesting. So that's going to be interesting to see how this plays out with that battle. Also, another battle going on is for P6 in the race. Toss My Salad and Vapiar Noah. Noah coming out here. He's showing pace. He's showing the pace that he saw earlier on, and now he's going for that very nice battle with Toss My Salad. And we know how quick Toss My Salad is with strategies and with just race pace in general. So I think Noah is really, really doing a great job to hold back the racing point. Do you think he can hold back the racing point, or do you think Toss My Salad will be able to overtake him when it comes to the next DRS zone?
Noah's got enough talent to do it, and it seems like what we've seen with Noah in the past is does he have the confidence and belief in his car as Toss My Salad makes a mistake and loses his advantage there. So in this case, yes. But yeah, Noah definitely can. We've seen him block guys. We fairly block guys and keep his position before. I think he's got enough talent to do it. The question is, he knows that Toss My Salad's faster. Sometimes it's better to let a guy pass you and then follow their slipstream to gain on the guys in front of you. But that's always a hard decision to make.
It is very interesting to see how that works out, and it is a very interesting topic to talk about. I think we're definitely going to be talking about that most of the stream. So, yeah, really interesting to see how that works out with those two drivers. And I think you're right, Noah does have a lot of talent to hold back Toss My Salad. But I think it's just down to consistencies. Oh, that's the racing point of Toss going off in the gravel. Made a major mistake in turn 4. Exactly what we were talking about earlier on with judging that and being very consistent with driving and looking in for that corner. Looks like he just made a mistake and saved it, but did lose a lot of time to his rival ahead.
He should be quick enough to make up those paces, and the interesting part is his tires aren't that old, so I wonder if it's just a lapse in concentration there.
Yeah, I think it was that exactly. I think he just maybe wasn't concentrated on exactly turning. One little mistake at that turn, and it's all gone, so that's how it kind of works out. But anyway, continuing on, Epion is having a major struggle. Look at that. He's just got a 3-second time penalty for cutting the corner. I think he should have gone a little bit slower. He's trying to Toss My Salad is trying to get past Epion. He's going to try and go for the outside line. I was thinking maybe he'd switch back like Ricardo in Italy to the inside, but no, he just went for the move. Smart move by the Racing Point. He's up into 8th place. Racing Point's at 7th and 8th. That's a really good performance by them so far, but I'm sure they're going to want to get even more positions.
Toss My Salad spins it.
Did you? Wow, was that his fault, or was that another driver that spun him?
It's completely. He did look like he got on the gas too soon, like Albon did earlier today, and it looks like he just kind of spun himself out there.
Well, that is unfortunate, especially if you're using.
Still on the track.
Ooh, yeah, maybe. Do you think maybe? Yeah, okay. Real quick, let's quickly talk about this, Travis. When you spin after a part of the track, and I think this is something that is very crucial for talking about racing in general. When you spin, like the Donsa actually just did, or that's Crudy actually. Sorry. When you spin, you got to come on the power very gently because your tires are so hot that they spin immediately if you just go full on the gas. What's your thoughts on coming out of a spin?
Well, the interesting part is, like you just said, with the heat, you can spin pretty easily, but when you come out of a spin, there's a couple of things you got to worry about. There could be bald spots on the tires, which they're basically dead at that point. And another thing you do is you will lose temperature and pressure in the tire, which will change the way the car is driving, and your brakes can cool too, depending on how long you sit there and wait for traffic to pass. So when you come back on the track, you're going to be dealing with those three things and the little voice in the back of your head saying, are you going to do it again the next time?
Right, and I think that's something to definitely, that voice in the back of your head, if you will, that's something to definitely look out for, and just make sure that you don't do it once again. Oh, Johnny making a move on Sir Vapor real quick. We'll come back to what we're saying in just a second. What a move, though. It's not over, though. The Williams comes back, and Sir Vapor looks to get ahead. Ooh, so close to making contact, but Johnny and Sir Vapor, oh, and they made contact!
Oh, man. What a tough day for Racing Point.
I know, right? I was just going to say, actually. No, that's not good for the two drivers. Racing Point have had a very hard day. And we thought they had a hard day in Britain with Johnny spinning at Mackett's and Beckett's. But it looks like they're having a very difficult day here today. But then again, go back to qualifying real quick. What we were saying, you were saying that Johnny was having a little bit of struggles at this track. Is that the reason? I mean, of course, that was a little bit different, but maybe is that right? Racing Point are having a little bit more struggles?
It seems that way. I mean, when you know you're not fast, you know your pace is a little bit off, it makes everything else more difficult. It makes your trust in the car more difficult. It makes racing and traveling more difficult. I've been there before. It's just so hard when you know you don't have the pace. Like, the issue I have is I'll push way too hard when I don't have pace. Like, that's going to make me faster somehow. And that's when you make mistakes.
That is something that's very interesting. Trust, gotta say, fear in general over what's gonna happen. I have the exact same issue. Like, I think when you start doubting yourself that you're like gonna crash because you're gonna do this, it just puts that motive into the action. So I think don't doubt yourself, guys. Just make sure that you're keeping yourself motivated and make sure that you don't make the same mistake, and I think that's something that's very valuable when it comes to race pace. And I think when you get a good result, make sure don't cut corners, as that will help you out extremely, especially if anyone else gets penalties. And make sure don't make the same mistake that you did. Like George Russell, real quick, let's talk about that. I hope you've seen the race. I hope everyone else has seen the race. We'll give a little spoiler. He crashed out at the safety car. What would you give George Russell for advice when he comes to the next race? Because he could have scored points at that race. He must feel absolutely gutted to feel all of that.
He's gutted. Yeah, he definitely needs a big hug. He knows what he did, and he's not the first driver that we've seen do that, and he probably won't be the last. It's disappointing for him because it was his first chance to get World Championship points. He was so close, and to have it slip away like that is just a disaster. But George will be fine. He just needs a little pick-me-up. As long as he knows he has support, he knows he's under contract next year, that helps too. So he'll be back. He's been doing a hell of a job the last few weeks in the Williams.
You're definitely correct. I mean, he's got that contract. It's just been confirmed in Imola, and so he's going to have that security. I think he just, like you said, needs some time to cool off and make sure that he gets back up in when it comes to the next 2 weeks in Turkey. But it is something that is very interesting. I have it. Everyone has it in racing and in general in life as well. You have those down days and you have those up days, and it just continues to go like that. So George, like you said, will be completely fine, and he'll be back at Turkey once again, and hopefully hungry for those first points in Formula 1. And Latifi could have gotten as well, finished 11th, another 11th. Oh, when is he ever going to get at least 1 point?
I love that we got the Red Bulls coming in on Santo here. Is Spain where they do the running of the Bulls? Because there's some sort of pun there about the Red Bulls passing the McLaren here.
I did see that. It's very interesting to see the Red Bulls and the McLarens going at it here today. And I think it must happen quite a bit, I guess. In recent commentary, in recent races. Real life, I think there was something like that. I can't remember if there was something to do with the McLarens and the Red Bulls. Oh, a massive dive for Donsta. That actually did work out for him. It looks like the Donsta is the dive bonsta, as he makes the dive bombs quite a bit. Sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. What's your take on that?
Well, at a track like this, we talk about how difficult it is to pass here at times. As a driver, you feel like that's the only opportunity you have. So you see a gap and you take the dive bomb. And dive bombing has a negative connotation, but sometimes it's the right move, and there's nothing wrong with it as long as you're not crashing into people.
It is, like you said, I think I got to... wow.
Major damage for the Donsta.
Oh, wow, he's right in the middle of the track, too. And I hope Ghosting's on. What were you saying there? Sorry, I cut you off.
Definitely safety car, but I was on board with him there, and it looked like he just flipped the curb, maybe got on the gas too soon, and drilled the wall.
That is insanely unfortunate to see from the Donsta crashing out of that section. It's going to happen at one Spanish Grand Prix. It always happens at that corner. You have too much speed, and it just happens, and it's... Basically, that is the Death Star of a corner around here at Spain. Once the Death Star comes in, it blows you all up, and that's basically that corner in a nutshell. So, anyway, continuing on with this race, everyone's pit. Now, okay, let's quickly talk about Johnny. Wow, that safety car just helped him out.
Right. So, what do you think? Everybody pits here and goes on to softs? Or are we too far out for that?
Well, I think this is probably better with the mediums because softs probably won't last at the end of the race. And honestly, I did a race a while back, and the softs did not last. And I literally put them on with 9 laps, and at 60 or 70%, they blew up, and I actually had to finish on the race. It was the last lap. They blew up on the last lap, by the way. So that just says it right there. I think the softs will probably not last. So, I mean... If you conserve your tires, then yes, I think you will be able to take them to the end. But I think I gotta say, to answer your question there, the mediums is probably the better tire if you want to push as much as possible. If you want to conserve your tires, then probably the softs is the better option.
This safety car was a tough break for our rookie Emmanuel. He was up almost 10 seconds on second place there. He had this thing in the bag, so it'll be interesting to see how much that gap closes, although Cross-Tommy did pit.
Yes, this is going to be interesting, and I think, like you said, it will be a break for our rookie, and, I mean, he'll be able to get a break, get some water, and I think he'll be able to hold off Cross-Tommy. Maybe another thing I think a lot of drivers, a lot of people don't think about when it comes to safety car is this is also a time to reflect of what's going to happen in the future, because a lot of drivers are probably going to be planning now. I bet you right now Manuel Antes he's probably thinking, okay, how am I going to hold off these guys? I bet he's planning something inside his head as we speak. So it's going to be interesting to see how this works out, and like you said, I think he's going to have a breather at the moment, but with 13 laps remaining, we still have a fight on our hands, so don't go away, viewers. Actually, real quick, while we have this chance, and we'll continue on with what we're talking about in just a second. I just want to quickly mention something. Everyone, make sure to subscribe to both channels, the UNF1 channel, as I do believe we're streaming right now. Make sure to subscribe to them. They got awesome content. If you like UNF1, which we are doing right now, make sure to subscribe and like this video if you enjoy it. Also subscribe to my channel, which is the Formula Jonah channel. Make sure to subscribe to that and like that video as well. I make racing content every single day about anything you can think of, basically. So make sure to hit both subscribe on there. And if you want to follow us on social media, my Instagram is called Formula Jonah 4. You can see updates on videos every single day. Mostly I do videos on every single day, and I do updates on that. And also subscribe to the UNF1 Instagram as well, so you can see standings, everything you can think of, basically, that is related to the UNF1. So subscribe to both of our Instagrams for there. But continuing on with this Grand Prix, our quick break here. Don't go away. Make sure you are still here. because we still have a phenomenal race. Travis, what are you expecting for these final, now 12 laps of the Spanish Grand Prix here today?
Well, I'm excited to see Cross Tommy back up there after he had that incident where he had some wing damage. That's awesome that he's in second. But my prediction is Johnny gets around Pepsi, and Johnny, Cross, and Manel, our rookie, whose name we've been saying wrong apparently. It is Manel and Toons.
Okay.
I think they're going to run away with the podium would be my guess.
And what a way to start off his racing career here at UNF1. Start off with a podium, and I mean, if he gets a podium, that would be absolutely incredible. But think about it. I mean, he could run away with the win here today at UNF1 Spanish Grand Prix. He's in first place at the moment. It's all just down to holding it off, and I think, honestly, if I was doing like if this was a real life thing, and he won this, and if he was a driver that was competing in a real championship with real cars, all that sort of thing, I'd literally take off my shoe and do a Daniel Ricciardo shoe and give that to him. That's how excited I would be, because I don't know. That'd be absolutely incredible if he won that. I mean, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is his first race in UNF1, unless I've missed something.
Right, his first race.
All right, so that will be very good to see what happens, and we're going to know right now, because safety car is in this lap. Where do you think he should go? Like, where do you think he should start the race? Because this is the first driver, whoever's in leading the pack, has to start. What's your thoughts?
I always like to hit it right here out of the chicane and just block the inside of the turn one as best I can. Try to hold my position.
Very good line for our race leader. Looks like everyone has gotten away very well. Cross Tommy. Oh dear, battle for the lead though. Cross Tommy, look at the slipstream from the Haas. He's going to go for it down into turn one. Almost making contact, flying past the Haas driver. Looks to get ahead. Look at the battle for first right now though. Manuel is looking to... Ooh, Cross Tommy makes a little bit of mistake there. The Haas driver is looking to get ahead of the Williams F1 team driver, but it looks like Cross Tommy has to wait. Also, penalties are coming into play. PepsiFreak is also involved in this battle. Johnny already up to fourth place in the race. He's not out of the question for a podium at the moment, or maybe even more. Toss my salad, wheel to wheel with the other Ferrari. Battle for third and fourth with PepsiFreak and Johnny, but also battle for 11th and 12th with the other Ferrari and Racing Point.
But for some reason, the MTF Don jumped in the pits there on the restart. I wonder what that was about. He had a whole virtual safety, or a whole safety car to pit and waited until the start. I wonder if that was an accident, I missed it, or if he just maybe spun his tires and had to go into the pit.
I do believe he had a drive-through penalty, and that's the reason why he came on, because you can't serve it during the safety car, so you have to serve it right immediately. So I do believe that is the case, but it could be he may have spun his tires. I didn't see exactly. He may have gotten a penalty. I wasn't paying attention at the time, but... No matter now, he is down at 31 seconds behind us. Paulo Frost also comes in the pits. He may have had some damage too. Race lead battle continues on. Look at this. Cross Tommy all over the back of Manuel. He's got to get a nice exit, not make the same mistake. Oh, he goes very wide this time. Can he make the move though? Where's the best place to make the move your Cross Tommy right now?
All I'm doing is sitting back and minding my business, and I'm trying to make that run down to T1, because it seems like that's the easiest place to make the pass without causing any kind of conflict. With 10 laps to go, there's no reason to push it at any other point in the track as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, and Crudy is just retired from the Grand Prix. That is interesting. Sorry to interrupt you there. What you're saying, Crudy did retire. That becomes 2 Red Bulls out. You're saying Racing Point are not having a very good day. Red Bull having an even worse day. Both drivers out of the session.
That's incredible. I didn't see what happened to him. I didn't catch it. We were watching the battle for the lead, so it'd be interesting to see post-race what happened to him.
I'd like to know exactly the same thing, because I didn't see as well, as we're just too attached to this top positions. Look how many drivers are involved in this. This is not... Oh, actually, hold on real quick. Sir Vapor and Freccia. Oh, my goodness. Wow, that was very interesting. As Freccia did get a 3-second time penalty there. I think he got forced off by Sir Vapor. But the top 8 are all separated by just a few seconds. But now it's kind of starting to spread out. Johnny versus PepsiFreak, and the battle for first is still continuing between Cross Tommy and Manuel Antunes.
Johnny's rebounded really nice from his day. He's had a couple of spins and some bad luck there. He got turned around in the corner, so look at him up there battling for a podium. That's what you like to see, a little resilience.
I definitely have to agree with you. I think Johnny is doing a great job at the moment. 4th place and looking to get ahead because look how far he is behind Pepsi. He's just within a few tenths of a second, 7 tenths to be exactly correct. He's getting so close to the Ferrari F1 team driver, and Johnny in the Racing Point pink team is looking to get ahead of PepsiFreak and hopefully back up into the podiums of where he usually is. By the way, Freccia Viola just got passed into 6th place. What a race he's had, too. He's in the points, top 6 at the moment. Wouldn't that be great to see Freccia back up into the points at his I guess he's the one that kind of basically handles all the league. I mean, to see him in 6th at his own league.
Yeah, he's our fearless leader. It's nice to see him up towards the top for once. Hopefully those penalties don't hurt him too bad as Noah goes off in front of him a little bit there and kicks up some dust.
Oh, race leads changed as Cross Tommy's just the fastest lap of the race and overtakes the race leader, become the new leader of the Spanish Grand Prix. Cross Tommy tubes up into the race lead and is overtaken his rival. The rookie has been stumped by the more experienced Haas driver, and he's up into 1st place and leading the Spanish Grand Prix on lap 25.
Cross Tommy had that thing rolling down the front stretch. Sorry, I missed it on the camera, guys, but he was cooking.
He was absolutely on fire down that straight and continuing doing so here today. I mean, he's got a major gap as Manuel gets another 3-second time penalty. Penalties are going to come into play, and I mean, he could not finish like this, guys, because I don't know if you've been monitoring this, Travis, but have you been seeing look at this. So many drivers are getting penalties in just this one lap. I think we've seen 3 drivers get 3-second time penalties.
Johnny and Manuel have them. We know Freccia has them. I think Noah's gotten a couple. I know Santos gotten one. Like you said earlier, Don had the drive-through, but he's 12th, so it doesn't really matter right now. But
oh, and Noah's off the track. By the way, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, good. Poor Noah. See, this is what always happens with Noah. I'm telling you, man. He puts in these great times. He's in a great position, and then one little mistake drops down 4 or 5 spots.
That is super unfortunate. I gotta agree with you on that. He's just a driver that keeps getting bad luck. I really want him to do good luck because he's just having such a hard time out there, and I wish he can get up there, and hopefully he will be able to get up there as Survivor makes the move on Sonato for 6th position at the moment. But that is unfortunate to see Noah down in 9th place for the AlphaTauri team. Sorry to interrupt you there, Travis. Go ahead and continue if you had anything else to say.
No, that was about the end of my point, but I have a question for you about Santo. Is he the type of guy that seems to do better the better he qualifies?
I do believe he is that type of driver. He does very well when he qualifies up in the top positions. I mean, he's down in 7th at the moment. Started kind of the back of the field because of the driver, because of course he started in he joined during quali. But he is the type of driver. I think once he gets a little bit more practice, I think he's able to be on fire. And I think Britain, he really had the performance. I think he didn't get the position that I think he wanted. Finished like 8th or 7th in that race, but he was very good at defending and overtaking. I really saw some great performances from him. But yeah, I think to answer your question, I do believe yes, that is the answer.
So Johnny's about to make a move on PepsiFreak down to the turn 1. He's got the DRS and the back wing open. Dives down to the inside. Looks like he's got him. Clean pass.
And blocks off the outside as well. Very smart from the Racing Point. And Pepsi can't fight back. And look at the tire difference. I mean, it's only 1 lap, but that is very different. That is a big difference between in F1 terms. Johnny's tires are 7 laps mediums, and Pepsi's are 6 laps mediums. So Johnny might be struggling here, but I think he still had the pace when it came to the ERS and the DRS and the slipstream and everything that comes with that to get past the Ferrari. So I think that is another reason why Johnny was able to get past Pepsi. But now he's up on the podium, but he still has time penalties to worry about as well. I mean, Johnny's closing in on the top 2. Look how fast he's closing in. He's like the Hamilton of this league, honestly.
I love that. I'm sure he'll love that comparison.
I mean, I think we got to give it to him because, I mean, he's been really on fire for the races I've seen. Of course, I've only been commentating for 3 races in UNF1, but in my opinion, he's got to be the Hamilton of the league because he's been on fire. And, I mean, I feel like every time I look at this, here we go, fastest lap on older tires.
Yeah, he's been complaining. He's just like Hamilton. He was complaining, saying his tires are gone, and he's ran off the fastest lap.
Yes, exactly like that. I think Johnny, he's able. I'm not sure if he actually was complaining he was complaining about his tires, but that would have been absolutely hilarious if he was complaining about his tires and he literally just hit the fastest lap after that. All 3 purple sectors in sector 1, 2, and 3. So he is the Hamilton of this league. I gotta say that. He's been absolutely on fire, and I mean, he starts at the back and always ends up in the top positions. I don't know how that. The last race at Imola, it was Bottas versus Verstappen. I was like, is there a chance that Bottas can win that race? And then it was like, Hamilton, nope, sorry. No. I put virtual safety cars here. You can't win that at all. I'm gonna call the virtual safety car out immediately when I come down in the pit lane and end it immediately when I exit. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm ranting on about something totally different. So I'll stop here.
That's awesome. We got Sir Vapor and Toss Salad are really close. That 5, 6, 7 battle is right together.
And Sonato is also gaining on these guys as well. And Noah, after that earlier spin, is looking to get back up in those top positions. Battle for 5th is going to be interesting. Who do you think is going to end up on top here?
Well, we know Vapor has at least 2 penalties I've seen this lap. So even if he gets around it, I'm not sure that it matters. I mean, so if that's the case, Frenches can lose the position and still be okay.
I would say when it comes down to racecraft and where it is right now, I gotta say Sir Vapor, because he's looking so fast. I mean, as well as Freccia Viola as well, another driver that's holding off very well, doing a very good job, a very talented driver, and commentator as well, if you watch his streams. But I gotta say, with penalties in mind, I have not seen Toss My Salad on that list, so I think he's probably gonna finish ahead of these guys.
Yeah, that makes sense too. Yeah, Freccia, I know he had a couple. What did you say? What was the one earlier? Cut the corner when he got squeezed down.
Right.
I think he had another one for track limits.
Well, we'll see how this goes with these 3 drivers. Vapier Noah just got a 3-second time penalty for cutting a corner. A lot of places to cut the corners. A lot of dust coming off at turn 9. A lot of drivers almost losing the car there. Toss, it feels like he's not pushing very hard. I think he probably knows that he's probably going to finish ahead of these guys. He's probably talking to his engineer, which would be Jeff, as it always is Jeff. But he probably would be talking to these guys and or talking to his engineer and the engineer would be telling him that these guys have major penalties. So look at how many penalties are coming up at the bottom of our screen. You guys can also tell, everyone viewing right now, you can also look at those penalties. I'm sure you've been monitoring that at I guess it's like the middle, maybe the middle left, I don't know. Bottom left middle, whatever that is. I'll say just a million lefts and rights. Anyway, continuing on with this race. Oh my goodness, Sir Vapor and Freccia. Oh dear, almost making contact as Toss My Salad gets involved as well. Not 1, but possibly 2. Down to turn 4 now is the racing point. Gonna go wheel to wheel with the Mercedes driver. Oh, Freccia's kind of squeezing in there. Toss My Salad is looking to get ahead of Freccia. Almost side by side coming down into turn 5 now. Is he gonna make the move? Lunge down the inside. No, he does not make the move. Sir Vapor involved as well. These now 7th place driver is looking to get back up in the top 5. Toss My Salad weaving all back and forth, trying to get ahead of the Mercedes driver and up into 5th place. Toss My Salad is all over the back of the Mercedes driver, and it looks like he's going to try and make that move. Bad exit out of turn 9 now. DRS enabled. He's not going to get up as he heads up into 192 miles per hour. Now he does not make the move. Down into turn number 10. He has to wait, but Sir Vapor now involved as well, but they have to stick for the respective positions that they were in. Crazy battle when it comes down to turn 13.
And while all that was happening, Cross Tommy's just the fastest lap, 1:18.1. He's starting to push that lead out away from Manuel and Johnny.
And speaking of those 2 other drivers, Johnny is closing in on Manuel. That might be getting Cross the best battle or the best win that he can hope for, because I mean, his advantage right now with the fastest lap that you just mentioned, he's gaining so much more time on these guys, and I bet Manuel is probably struggling to keep Johnny behind because we know how quick Johnny is. But also Manuel, a very quick driver as well. I think these 2 are going to definitely have a nice fight when it comes down to these final now 2 laps of the Grand Prix.
Toss My Salad finally finished the move on Freccia there, coming into turn 1.
And and I do believe he also said purple sector in sector 1, I do believe that was it. Very interesting.
DRS really helps you out there.
It really does. DRS is very powerful, especially down that front straight. Of course, we were mentioning about something different, but down that front straight, it really does help. Certain tracks have very powerful DRS. Italy, Belgium, now Spain as well, China as well as another track, a very powerful DRS for a lot of tracks, and I think it really, really helps out when it comes down to slipstream as well. I can probably go on and on and on about DRS and overtaking, but like you said, DRS is very powerful. As real quick, Johnny's made the move on to Manuel. Side by side, though, then it's not over. Williams and Racing Point go side by side, and it looks like Johnny is up into second now into the Spanish Grand Prix.
That lack of speed for Johnny is really killing him in second place.
That is interesting. I think it's going to be a nice battle when it comes down to these final 2 laps of the Grand Prix. I think Manuel still has the pace to get past Johnny, but I mean, it looks like Johnny's faster, but he's 1 lap older tires, and I mean, I don't know. Who do you think is going to finish ahead?
Johnny has so much more experience right now in this league with these guys. I think that's going to help him out right now with those tires. He's been through so much adversity too in this, as we've talked about, just in this race. So once you're rebounding from that and you get locked in, he seems so locked in right now. I'm not sure he's going to be able to get past.
We'll see how this works out for the Racing Point driver, and I think, like you said, the experience is probably going to play out, because look how much Manuel is locking up into certain of these sections, and I think Johnny's just pulling away. I'm right on board with the Williams driver right now, and that Racing Point is just a little bit further and further ahead. Last lap of the race, though, Cross Tommy has started the final lap of the Grand Prix. He's been absolutely phenomenal this entire race, but it looks like, I gotta say, with penalties in mind, I think he might even win this Grand Prix, because I haven't really seen his name on the top of that time penalty screen.
I haven't. Recently, the name I've seen a lot has been Sir Vapor down at 7, so he may end up falling out of the points.
That would be super unfortunate to see that from Sir Vapor, as he's looking for a very strong finish, as he didn't even finish in the points. Of course, crashed out in Hungary, and didn't even enter Britain, I do believe, and also our boy Noah might get involved as well in the top maybe 6 in there as well. I want to see Freccia Viola in there as well. It's going to be really interesting. And Freccia's just been given a 3-second time penalty. Did you see that?
Yeah, popped up on the bottom there. Another one for him.
So that might change, but it's not going to change here today for Cross Tommy. Around the final 3 corners have been absolutely phenomenal. The win didn't come in Britain, a podium there, but the win is going to come here today unless penalties come into play. No, they won't, because Cross Tommy wins the Spanish Grand Prix here today at Barcelona-Catalunya. Pepsi freaking second place due to penalties. Johnny in third. Manuel outside of the podium. That's unfortunate. Toss my salad comes across the line. Will it finish like that? Yes, it will. Freccia comes across the line. Where will he finish? 6th place, it looks like Sir Vapor in 7th. Where is Noah going to finish in this race? Absolutely incredible race right now. Noah is going to stay in 9th, actually, and Sonato is going to grab 6th.
Did not see that jump coming for Sonato, but good for him. Especially
really
if qualifying starting last. He might be driver of the day.
I don't know. I gotta say, actually, that might... I was gonna say Manuel Antons, but I don't know. Sonato, from the last... I mean, not even qualifying to 6th. Nope. I mean, you didn't get very many penalties, I don't think. I think that's really strong. So, what do you think? Maybe driver of the day, the game gave it.
Oh, there he is. The game gave it.
Yeah. Well, I think I gotta say driver of the day for me is probably Sonato. What would you say?
Yeah, that was impressive. He did exactly what he needed to do to get up there, and kept it clean and simple. Used the penalties to his advantage. Almost got top 5. You gotta love it.
Wow, that is incredible for Sonato. It's also incredible for our top 3 here today. Cross Tommy, sorry, I keep thinking Toss My Salad and Cross get mixed up there. Cross Tommy, the win goes to him here today. Finally gets it in UNF1. A win that goes down in the history books at UNF1. A very, very solid result for him and the Haas team. Been very consistent. I always knew that he was probably going to get up there. Also, Another driver that we got to mention here, I do believe PepsiFreak as well is another driver. Second place, wasn't really in contention for the podium, but finally got it. Johnny as well, from that strategy didn't really work out in some spins and some contacts. To third place, Racing Point came away with the both drivers in the top 5. That's really incredible. Also, PepsiFreak got no penalties. How is that possible?
It's impossible. He cheated.
He could have. You never know. But yeah, PepsiFreak really incredible. Did take home that second place. Top 3 really did incredible. I'm going to try and get him in here. I do believe I'm the only one that can invite him since I started the party and all that sort of thing. Also, unfortunate to see the 2 Red Bulls retiring from the Grand Prix. So quick, I'm going to quickly invite them. I'm going to let Travis commentate for just a second while I'll let him commentate while I get this all sorted out. We can get our top 3 in here for our interview.
I'd like to clarify something we talked about earlier about it was right after Johnny spun and he said, you got to fight back and you make mistakes and be mentally strong. That spin he got was not his fault. He had contact in the back. So, yes, we saw that. Yes, we understand that. I just wanted to clarify. We were talking about that because they made a statement of that, not because that's what happened to Johnny. And I would love to also point out it was a good run for Tossa Salad, who also spun 3 or 4 times, as did Johnny. So Racing Point had multiple incidents. It finishes 3 and 5.
Well, Racing Point did come away with the top 5, so I mean that is still incredible for them to see that they were able to get up there, still with all the issues that they did have. So that is incredible to see how that worked out. So just give me 1 second, everyone. I do believe we have our podium finishers coming into the race here today. Guys, just give us 1 second. I'm going to invite our last podium sitter here today, so just give us 1 second.
Cross, can you hear us?
Yes, we can. Holy moly.
All right. Real quick, guys, just want to make sure to check your settings and see. I think it's party settings you can go into, and make sure you have that on always allow so everyone can hear you. Just click the. All right. And while we wait for Johnny to get in here, Johnny's here. Okay. Johnny. I do believe you have to click.
Settings always allow.
Yeah, just make sure to click that always allow in the party settings so everyone can hear you.
I got you.
Okay.
Yep, I'm good.
All right, everyone, good. All right, let's start off with our pole sitter, or not our pole sitter, our race winner here today, Cross Tommy. You were overjoyed to have that podium at Britain, but now you take the win here at Spain. How are you feeling after that incredible drive?
I gotta tell you, it's very good to have your first win, honestly. Very good. Very excited. I did have that front wing. I got the spun on the turn 1 and 2. That was pretty shocking. I pushed all the way up to. I thought I was only gonna get podium, but I got P1, and I'm happy.
That was definitely a hell of a rebound after you had that front wing damage. What was your mindset after you got that damage? Were you just trying to get back into the points, or did you really think you could get back to the podium?
Well, I really think I was trying to get into points, honestly, because I thought there's going to be no way I was going to make it to the podium. But look where I am now, P1.
Well, congratulations for you on that, a phenomenal victory. Real quick question for you from myself. How does it feel to win, first of all? I do believe this is your first win in UNF1. And now what's your chances going into other races? Are you thinking maybe you can, with that confidence build from this race, are you thinking maybe you have the same results in other races? Are you looking forward to maybe not just one, but many more wins to come?
Positive mindset. That's what I have in. I either get points or no points. That's my always mindset into racing. If you get no points, then you didn't do good. So today I got major points, and that's what I wanted. So yeah, I'll take this confidence and maybe win another one. Or yeah.
Well, you did absolutely incredible. Congrats to you from myself. Travis, do you have any more questions for Tommy before we let him enjoy his rest of the day?
Tommy, I just got one random question. I know you're in the Haas. It's the only American-owned or partly owned F1 company. Did you do that on purpose, or is that a coincidence?
Oh, they just put me in the car. I love the
nice,
Haas
okay.
too. I love the Haas too, but hey, I'll take it. I'll take any car, but I'm fine with it. I'm fine with the Haas. I'll probably stay in this car forever.
Congrats on the win, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Have a good day, everyone.
You as well. Enjoy your first win in UNF1. All right, let's move on to our second place driver, PepsiFreak212. Welcome to the booth here today, Pepsi. You absolutely had a phenomenal race. I gotta say, I think I was very astonished to see you up in the top two, because you were probably not expecting a podium, I gotta say. I mean, penalties came into play for everyone else, and also, you did not score a single penalty in that race. How do you feel about second place here at Spain?
You know, I was hoping for the win today. I was trying that one stop, but that safety car came out at a bad time, and it kind of stinks because I think I would have got cross, and with Manuel getting all those penalties, I just felt like we had a chance to win. Getting second today is good. I just knew after the safety car engineer relayed me, Manuel had penalties, Cross had penalties, Johnny had penalties, so I knew just play consistent, put down some okay laps, take a page out of his book, and just go out there and try to finish, and then hope the penalties work in your favor, which they did today.
Well, very, very good job from you today. Travis, do you have any more questions for Pepsi?
Pepsi, when you realized you had those penalties ahead of you, did that change your driving style? Did you back off a little bit, or did you keep pushing in the hopes that maybe if I can sneak around one or two of these guys, it'll vault me into first place?
It wasn't really, in my opinion, it wasn't really worth the risk. I was trying to stay on the tail of them, but I think they did a little bit better fuel management than I did near the end, and I just knew that my car's kind of falling off with the fuel, so I know, all right, they got penalties, just try to stay on the tail of them, and that was what I tried. Because I knew if I went for a pass and I screwed it up or I spun it, any chance of me getting a good finish out the window. So I know we have to try to catch Friday in the points, and this is a good cut down on his gap, and hopefully next week as well, we can cut down on that gap again, make this championship close, and win it.
Well, good job for you today, and hopefully a phenomenal result when it comes to the championship. And yeah, hopefully good luck to you for possibly taking the championship here today at UNF1, and also great job for you today at Spain. Look forward to many, many race wins, podiums, and absolutely phenomenal results from you in UNF1.
Hopefully one day I get that win, but thank you for having me.
All right, well, we'll see you next time. Let's move on to our next driver, our podium finisher, our last of the podium finishers, JohnnyR95. Welcome to the booth, Johnny. How do you feel about that result? You had a lot of penalties, but you ended up on the podium with a very good result for the Racing Point team. We saw earlier on you had a little bit of mistakes. There was some contact with a few other drivers and stuff like that. But how do you feel about that result?
I think it was a miracle that I managed to get anywhere near the top three. That safety car was a saving grace for me.
It really was. Johnny, what happened when you got turned around? Did you feel the contact?
Which instance? I'd spun 3 times in that race.
Okay, the last time. The first 2 times we saw pretty well, but the last time I kind of got it at the end. It kind of looked like you were... you kind of came down a little bit, and you kind of just drove into your back end. I couldn't really tell what was going on there. Is this something you're going to send to the stewards? Are you cool with it? Kind of what's your stance on all of that?
Yeah, that was through turn 1 and 2, wasn't it? Where
yes.
There was, yeah, what had happened was I had a good toe on the 2 cars in front, tried to stay behind, but they had such a bad turn 1 that I ended up being alongside them, and it was basically 3 wide coming into turn 1 and 2. So I kind of just got a slight tap because it was 3 wide. Nothing, no harm done really.
Right, it's just racing.
Yeah, that's basically what happened, yeah.
Well, great result for you today. I mean, after, I gotta say, a difficult kind of start to your race, you ended up with that podium, and I gotta say as well, that safety car did really save your race, and as you said, as Travis said, it really did carry you to that podium, and I mean, that just came out at the certain time. We're joking kind of that you were the Hamilton. It gave you the perfect strategy. You were able to just set fastest lap after fastest lap with the older tires than everyone around you. So you really did great here at Spain.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I think I agree with you on the Hamilton point today. I think I definitely got the kind of luck that Hamilton got today.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Travis, do you have anything else to say to Johnny before we let him go on with the rest of the day?
Man, I just congrats on the podium. We were definitely happy to see you rebound from all of your incidents, especially at the beginning when you were telling us in the group chat how you didn't have a lot of pace. To see you jump up to a podium is quite impressive. So, congrats to you, my man.
Thank you very much. Cheers, guys. Great commentary again, by the way.
Thank you so much. All right, well, that was our top 3 for today's Spanish Grand Prix. Travis, do you have anything to say before we end off the stream here today of UNF1?
I think the race was really good, actually. I think it was one of our better races. The start was nice and clean. We saw a lot of close racing and a lot of close overtakes, and we saw a couple of cars in some incidents be able to bounce back and still finish well in the points. So we kind of had a little bit of everything. We'd like to see less penalties, but hey, that's part of the racing.
It definitely is, and I mean, we had a very interesting race here today, a very fun one. I think we had an extremely phenomenal race here today at UNF1. Really looking forward to commentate with you once again. Travis, thank you so much for commentating with me, first of all, for the Spanish Grand Prix. Had a lot of fun here today. Everyone, make sure to subscribe to both of the channels, as I said during the stream, the Formula Jonah channel, to the UNF1 channel, and also check out our social medias as well. And yeah, guys, we will see you in the next one. I do believe it is, we voted a track, and I do believe it was the Netherlands, so we'll see you next time. Same time, November 8th, it's going to be round 9 at the Netherlands, or the Dutch Grand Prix, and we'll see you there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Broomhandle914, joined by Travis with the commentary of the UNF1 Spanish Grand Prix at the Circuit Barcelona-Catalunya for round number 8 of the championship here today. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Shout out to Fredjo Viola as well for getting this all together. He does absolutely incredible, and definitely give him the shout out. And yeah, shout out to us as well, as it was a very, very good stream. And Travis, thank you so much for joining me, as I've said, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and we'll see you a little bit later on, and have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.